Hello, and welcome to my quick video on how to utilize custom report templates inside of ScenariosX. My name is Chad Blythe. I'm founder and CEO of Plan Tech Hub, and we make a software called ScenariosX, of which I'm product owner. So it's my pleasure to kind of take you through how this feature works. The first thing I'm going to do is just kind of log into the system here, just like I normally do. Click on the login button. Takes me to a page where I can pick what account I want to log into. You can have multiple accounts here. We only have one right this second, but I click on it, put in my fingerprint, which is how I use my pass key. This creates a very fast and secure way to log into the system. Automatically takes me to a page called Dashboard. More importantly, it automatically takes me to a place where I can access Advisor menu. This is basically accessing the advisor settings. As you can see down here at the very bottom of the page, there's something called advisor report templates. That's the very first place that we're going to go, because this is where we start to build the templates that then you would have available to you when inside of a financial plan and you want to create a report. I have two templates already set right now inside the system. We have three. We have a default report, which we've created. It kind of goes as a default for all free trials that are in the system. We have one called presentation that I've created, which I think is pretty much the kitchen sink. And then I have plan inputs. Plan inputs, I just have the profile summary and then a restatement of what kind of capital market assumptions we're using in the system. Now, right now, I'm only using 2 pages, which is why it's given me the ability to add a section. When I click on add section, it's just giving me the name of other pages. I could click on my plan today. I could click on table of contents and maybe add that here to the top if I want to, using these arrow buttons. Now, just like anywhere else in the system, if we want to get rid of something that we've added to something custom, we just simply click on the trash can and that takes it out of this particular template. Again, it doesn't get rid of it completely. It's just getting rid of it inside of this template. Now, if you already have a template where it's already has the kitchen sink, you'll notice that the add section button is no longer valid to use. Again, because there's no more kitchen sink to add to the plan and everything is already there. But if I were to get rid of something, then the button is going to turn green. I can come in and add that page back if I want to. So this is how we create a template inside of the system. You can create as many templates as you want to, give it whatever name that you want to. You could have a template that is kind of giving the basics of what their current plan is. You could have a template that's looking at the current plan versus suggested actions. You could have a template that's giving even more breakdown of what's happening in the system. And again, just as you saw my templates, I have a separate report template just by looking at the default information that was inputted into it, as well as a template for the plan itself. So as you can see, we have the ability to create these templates, very, very simple to put into the system here. Before I move on, I just want to make a statement about teams. One of our most important features we have in ScenariosX is the ability for multiple advisors to work together as a team. If you are a team manager, you see this icon up here called the team menu, and we have a section called team report templates. Team report templates is just like the other page. It's about creating templates here in which you have the ability to use them as a default, so that as you add advisors, or let's say you already have 10 advisors as part of your team, you can add a report template that then is available to all of them to use. You can then decide whether they have the ability to kind of create their own custom report templates to add on top of that if they want to, but they would not have the ability to change your specific template that you've added here, only the ability to kind of create their own templates if you give them permission to do so. But let's go ahead and jump back to the main page, because what I'm going to do is go into an existing client. As we always do, we go into our most patriotic clients, George and Martha Washington. And when we go into their system here, what I'm going to do is go over to Customize. And here inside of Customize, I'm going to go to Module Options. And one of our module options is Reports. So I'm going to go inside of Reports, and we've got a couple of different options here available for you. Number one, you have first the ability of, can they create custom report templates or not? So if we were to give our clients the ability to see this page, can they create their own custom reports if they want to? And I'll show you what it looks like when we get there. We also have the ability to say what sections are allowed in there for them to be able to see. Again, we can go in here, we can say whether we want something to be excluded, whether we want it to be optional, or whether we want it to be mandatory. Again, giving you a lot of control when it comes to something that your clients could have access to if you give them permission to see it. And when I say give them permission to see it, this is an option inside of Engage. So if I were to go to Engage, go to Client Access, one of the things I have the ability to say is, do they have the ability to view plan reports page? So this is where you can decide whether that icon shows up here. So this particular icon called plan reports, you can decide whether they can access it or not. But let's go back to the module option of the reports. And again, you can decide what's there or not there. You also can decide what templates are available. So you might have created 10 different templates, but you only want 2 to be available to this particular client or this particular client group. You also can decide whether they have a watermark shows there on the reports or not. So if you want it to be very clean, we can take off the watermark. But if you want it to always kind of be a little bit different from your reports, you can always have a watermark there so they always know it's something that they created or it's something that's kind of temporary. It's one of the main reasons why people utilize it. Again, just like anywhere else within the system, we can come in here and delete anything to change it back to what it was before. And again, very, very simple. You can switch it back and forth as many times as you want, but this trash can icon is always here to give you that option. So let's go ahead and go into the reports themselves, just as kind of a finishing off of how the templates work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up to plan reports. And when I click on this page, it's gonna take me to our plan reports page. Again, this is how your client would also see it. But all this does is create a PDF. Just because you create a PDF doesn't mean that we have to print this PDF out. Again, the modern client isn't really into getting a bunch of pages that they're just going to throw away the second they leave your office. PDF is perfectly acceptable to generate and email to them. Having a digital copy, again, still static, still almost irrelevant after we create it. But it's here for when we want to keep a record of what kind of advice we've given the client, which is usually why your compliance department wants to have a record of it in the first place. We can see here that the templates that we wanted to give them, the presentation one, this is the default here. So we've given the default template, give them the ability to kind of see what's inside the plan here. I could have given them the plan inputs one. What I can generate the report, not very big report. I think it's only a few pages, and it's just going to focus on the capital market assumptions and the basic inputs that we put into creating the financial plan. We also have the ability to choose custom. This was one of the options that was there under report options under customization. Do we give them the ability to have this here where they can determine whether they want to have something in there, they can move things around, gives them the ability to kind of create on the fly their own custom reports. Again, they're not changing anything in advice, they're not changing anything that the plan is telling them. All they're doing is just changing how a snapshot of this information could be seen at any particular time. Other options that are here inside of the reports is that we can kind of see if I were to maybe go to the presentation and generate that's going to give us more options and kind of see what sections are there. So even though we have a table of contents, one of the options here is the table of contents. We also have the ability to decide how we want to download it. And so PDF document is your only option right now, but you have a bunch of other options, whether you want to put some metadata behind it, be password protected, and stuff like that. So it gives you a bunch of options in creating the report. And again, that gives you a lot of capability in determining how you want to use reports. Again, I'm a big fan of just using the snapshot or the page snapshot, or even just not creating reports in general. But even if you just want to email it out to somebody, this is a very simple way of creating reports. And again, a very simple way of creating the templates that you utilize within this process. So that's simple. Let us know if you have any questions. You can contact us at support department. We hope you check out a free trial of the software pretty shortly, and we look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.